Working at Merrill Lynch in 2008 during the crisis. Those were wild times, guys. Wild times. I was a young man in downtown Detroit. I've mentioned this in a few of my other videos. But it was quite an experience and I learned a lot. So we were cold calling, as I've mentioned before, just getting in there and calling. Meet with clients. Tried to have one meeting a day. Driving around town, all around the metro area, even outside of it, getting any clients we can, driving from Detroit to Ann Arbor and back. It was nuts. But then we start seeing all this negative news. Our clients start seeing it. Our prospects start seeing it. It got a little creepy in there. So no one in the office was acknowledging it though. Management said everything was fine. Nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. Just keep calling. Get on the phones. Get on the phones. Clients would call us about it. Prospects would challenge us over the phone. What's going on? I hear you guys are going bankrupt. No, we're fine. We're fine. And they weren't fine. They did go bankrupt. Their stock went to zero. Merrill was giving out bonuses. If you hit certain numbers in your first 2 years, you got $100,000 worth of stock. I remember I had a coworker sat across the hall from me. He got that $100,000 in stock. It went to zero. Imagine. And he was young too. He was probably in his late 20s or early 30s. He got his $100,000 bonus. And then a year or two later, just zero. Can't believe it. I'd be extremely upset. But life goes on. So a lot of people lost their bonuses, their stock options, things like that. They were bailed out by Bank of America, and they're obviously still around today. But when we were calling, I remember I was making a call. Hey, this is Dan. I'm with Merrill Lynch, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting into my pitch. And the guy just starts laughing. He's like, you got to be kidding me. And he hung up on me. And I knew this wasn't going to end well. That happened a couple more times in different ways. As people like, aren't you going bankrupt? Whatever. Clients were calling. But I remember we had a conference call with the CEO. They called him Taliban Stan because he came in and he started firing everybody, just axing everybody. And he was on, he's like, to all you rookies out there, nothing's going to change. Everything's fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. It won't affect you. And then the lower management in the office, it won't affect you. Don't worry. So the whole vibe of the office was, we're fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, but we just saw on CNBC. No, don't worry about it. Yeah, but on Bloomberg, we just saw this. Don't worry about it. Everyone was told to stay calm and keep pitching. So that's what we did. We'd call, we'd say, look, if you currently have an advisor now, you have to make sure that you don't have these toxic assets in your portfolio. Also, companies have toxic assets on their balance sheet. We need to review and make sure you don't have these. And that's what we kept hammering on the calls. But the toxic asset was the firm because it literally went to zero. Some clients were okay with it. Some clients hung on until we got bailed out by the bank. But most clients were not having it. People started quitting. People started getting fired. You can tell the vibe in the room when someone's going to get fired. You can tell, him across the hall, he won't be here next week. Everyone knows. It's like a sixth sense. Everyone in the office had it. And we talked about it too. We talk, hey, that guy over there, he's going to be gone in a couple weeks. Oh, yeah, I know. He's going to be gone. You can tell it. Everyone could. You and your coworkers knew what was up. So people were quitting, just dropping like flies. People were retiring. People were losing their bonuses. And they weren't hiring anyone. That was for sure. All of a sudden, like, wow, we haven't had a new guy in here in a couple months. Because usually every 3 months or something, there'd be someone new. It was Merrill Lynch, downtown Detroit, top floor of the tower. It was a great place to work. But it didn't last long, at least for me. So the management came in. They're like, hey, look, guys, we have good news. Here's your goals for this month. You all need to bring in $2 million. This is in 2008 during a financial crisis. Most of the young guys were in their 20s. Some of our books weren't even $2 million. like 2 million, or it might not work out for you here. So everyone, including me, just quit. It was literally like 90% of the rookies. Rookies are basically, the beginners are classified as 2 years and under. 90% of them were gone. We all left. I still talk to one of them today, but we all kind of kept in touch. Oh yeah, blah, blah. There's only like 2 other rookies there, 2 other beginners, and they teamed up with larger partners, so they survived. But it just went to shit. That's all it was. There was no future there unless you were a senior broker that has a huge book of business and could weather the storm. Everyone left. Life goes on. It was a great experience, and there was a lot of bullshit in it. A lot. I'm trying to remember every single exact detail, but it was just everything is fine, and it wasn't. That's what we were told. That's what we told our clients, but it wasn't. I am so glad I got out of there. I went on to do much better things, made a lot more money, and working at much more solid firms, including creating my own firm. So if you have any experiences like this, share with me in the comments. I know there's other brokers out there. I've talked to a few of you. I think I might have even worked with 1 or 2 of you from the way you've talked. So let me know. Thanks a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.